Hey guys, Dom here at Red Leaf, and I wanted to share some beautiful flowers in our perennial garden today. I don't want to talk too much. I just want to get right into this and show you guys some beautiful plants, and there's some really exciting things blooming, so follow me. Brian probably showed you this, but this is a new install. This is really nice with the gravel and the potted plants, and you can sit out here. He especially loves sitting out here and having his coffee and admiring the vegetables and the flowers. It's so beautiful. This is our latest bed, and we do no dig, so you can create beds so fast with no dig when you put cardboard down, and we have so much excess cardboard from shipments or whatever. Just lay it down and put like soil and mulch on top, and it protects it. We got beautiful weeping Serbian spruce. I believe this is Picea omarica pendula. It's a beautiful plant, and it gets really tall, but stays very narrow. We have the beautiful Stand By Me clematis in the background, shrub clematis. I love them so much. I love clematis, and I love purple clematis, and I love clematis that nod. They're so beautiful. Variegated dogwood. This one is Summer Fun. It's a small growing tree. It'll be beautiful there and flower in the spring too. It's been really fun to live outdoor botanical dreams too. Living in apartments and not being able to do much, and now here with permanent land and being able to do whatever we want, especially being in an ag zone. It's like we could just garden our hearts out. And plants are so cheap here in Tennessee. And online if you know where to get them. Like these Cardoon, this is their second year. They came back. Look at how big these are. I'm gonna get in here so you guys can see this.
They're huge.
These are huge. Like this year, last year they were big, but this year they're massive. The rootstock just must be like so old now, just more mature, and you get the bigger growth. And we did use worm castings, which I feel like I noticed everything kind of got a boost from that. But everything's filling in beautifully. This elephant grass is looking amazing. I believe this is Miscanthus giganteus. Maybe, but huge. It will be up over the trellis in no time. What do we got? Geraniums. I love this clematis. Now, Jackmany, I would have to say, is probably my most favorite clematis of the climbing, nodding types, but I don't know if this one truly is. I can't remember if that's what I planted. There is one that looks similar to it, but it's so beautiful, and I love how it just nods, and it's covering this old, I think it was like an old door or something that we found against the fence. I just made a trellis out of it, and it's taken the whole thing over. Just in its second year, it's huge. Things grow so fast in Tennessee. It has blown me away. It's like, I feel like coming from Pennsylvania up north, it would take like 5 years to get something, you know, in 1 year. What would take 1 year here, it's just huge instantly. Salvia back here. This would never come back in Pennsylvania for us. Maybe if you put it against a house. It did in Brooklyn against the house, but beautiful purple flowers on that. This is one of my all-time favorite grasses ever, Mexican feather grass, Nisa tenuosa. Maybe that's what it is, but Mexican feather grass, beautiful, and when the wind blows, it's just it's great movement. I love this spiky yucca. We have pink muhuli grass. That will turn into a big purple smoky cloud probably in July. Everything's looking so good. It's just so robust here. And we do have really thick clay. It's red clay, but the perennials love it. Just put some good stuff on top and it figures itself out. Love this euphorbia. This is rainbow ascot, I believe. And we have some yarrow, love yarrow. This makes me so happy. These are Echinacea paradoxa. This is the yellow wild coneflower. I love them so much. They've really done well. I had them since little tiny babies, and this year, which is only their second year, they've now flowered for the first time, and they're so pretty. I do love most echinacea. I mean, I love them all, but I really have, like, there's this special, unique beauty to the species like Paradoxa and Pallida. They're so delicate looking, so fine in the petals. I love that. And I love that we could have these native plants around the vegetables. I think that's why they taste so good. Look at these allium. This is insane. Look at this. I believe that's Globe Master. I love that they're both right at the entrance of the garden. More of this. Like, just get it in between everywhere so that you just see it blowing all day. Watch it blow. It's so pretty. Get a load of these allium. I believe this is Christophii. Could be wrong on that. It's Christophii, I believe. But look how big and beautiful those are. They're almost like a big cloud of purple. Now that they're going off, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna put there? I don't think there's anything there. There might be some bulbs that I planted. We have these lilies that are gonna go off. They're amazing when they happen. This is, I'm gonna cross over, little blue stem, I think red hawk. I don't know, that's what comes to my head. But beautiful grass. I love the color of the foliage, and it will get pretty tall once it flowers. Artemisia.
Love Artemisia.
Japanese bloodgrass, blue fescue. Look at the guara. It is so happy and thick this year. More Artemisia. It just adds such a beautiful color, texture. We have this rattlesnake master, which is a native. They get these tall white flowers. Really neat. Here is Pallida, the pink coneflower. Or the pale purple coneflower. They're beautiful. Loving all this. There's just so much color. This guara is, they do really well in Tennessee, and they just keep going. Almost tripped and killed myself. I'm so excited to have Joe Pyeweed in the garden. Love it. And this one's Gateway. It gets pretty tall, and it grows beautifully in Tennessee. This red star, I believe, yucca. These get super tall, beautiful red flowers. The hummingbirds love these. This thing, it was up in front, a little shady, full sun at once. Now it has all these flowers. They look so good. This iris I planted from one little rhizome last year, and it is a mature, I don't even know how many growths. It was covered with flowers earlier this year, but a good example of how fast things grow here. This thistle-like thing is called Burkavia. It gets a purple daisy-like flower, really cool. That will bloom later in the year. We have Rutabaga maxima. We have the Agastache or hyssop. This smells so good. Just rub it and smell it. But if you come around this side, you could see the blue fescue. We have apples on trees. There's like, I think 15 apples on this. It's Honey Crisp. We did get that cedar apple fungus stuff that looks like it's gonna like jump through your throat or something. It's so weird looking. If you know what I'm talking about, it looks like a parasite. But it did get that. Hopefully they'll recover from that. I love this fescue. The chickens do too, I bet. So now we have to go see something that looks so amazing. Come follow me. So this is the shade garden that has been here since I lived here, 3 years now. So these have been in here a while, and look at them this year. I show you guys these every year, but Dracunculus vulgaris, that side, we have to get so many different angles come in here. Look how huge this is. What? You know, they only last for, you know, 2 or 3 days, but it is so worth it. They smell like a dead mouse or rat or just something dead. They attract a lot of flies, as you could see, and insects, and that's how they pollinate. I believe they come from Turkey, but you can grow these as far as zone 5. I used to grow them in Pennsylvania, especially next to a nice warm house. They love that. But as soon as these are done flowering, they'll go dormant, and not until next year will they flower again. It's a very quick show, but it's so worth it. They're huge. Oh, it stinks. They do stink.
But
This
they
looks
are
like
beautiful.
a dark carrot, and these like velvet. But I literally just want to fill this whole bed with them. Like, I love them that much. I just want like so many, and they're multiplying already, so that's good. There's one down there that's gonna bloom. We probably could use some rain, but everything looks pretty good. The erisamas, don't you love how beautiful my poison ivy is?
Gorgeous.
She has a place in the garden too. Actually, I haven't really figured out how I want to remove it, and I'm terrified of poison ivy. I do get it really bad. If I mess with it, if it's accidental and I walk through it or I run it over with a lawnmower, it doesn't bother me, but when I intentionally try to get it, I get it the worst. So I'll figure that out. What else we got? Maples. This shade garden has really come back nice too. Got the Hakone grass. I love this Japanese forest grass. Grows really good here in Tennessee in the shade. Foxgloves. The azaleas were so nice. I'm gonna forget the name of this, but these are a fuchsia, I believe. And they are hardy here. So I'm gonna try for these. I'll show you something we're doing out back. Like, what are we not doing? But,
1,000,001 projects.
but I love this Regersea. It's beautiful. It does love moist sites. I've seen it in gardens before, where it really loves to grow, and maybe it will do good over here, but when we start getting a little warmer and not as much rain, we'll see. But actually building a water area to put water plants and just have some water. When I just went home to Pennsylvania and saw all the water there, it made me miss like just water. And I was telling Brian, I'm like, we need to build a pond or something. And it's so easy to dig here.
Guys,
so.
we're building a pond now.
This is the first bed you see when you pull in the driveway, so it has to be the most spectacular. And everything looks really nice. I love contrasting things, so we have like the burgundy heuchera coral bells with these variegated iris. I love this Japanese maple. This one is palmatum, the coral bark maple. Can't think of its name. There's a lot of really wacky maple names that I cannot pronounce, but I try. But the coral bark one, love it. Rheum palmatum. This is Chinese rhubarb. These get huge, beautiful red. This one is Vard tangericum. They get huge, big, reddish copper leaves. Really nice. They do like moist sites as well. It could be a challenge this summer, but they are rooted in, and I think the biggest trick is just as long as we could get things off to a good start before it gets too hot, we can help them get through it. So we'll see what happens. But probably we'll put some where the water is in the back. Let's see. Aurelia, Sun King. It's looking good. beautiful golden foliage, grasses. But this bed is just so beautiful, like coming out and the colors. I love this Acer, Shirasawanam, Aria, Autumn Moon. That's one of my favorite maples in the garden. The foliage, the form, I just love this tree so much. I'm gonna try to keep it smaller, so it's not too big and wild, but we'll see. I've let it grow in. I did let it grow in, and I just took one branch that was kind of weird and big up here out in early spring before it was coming to life. It looks really good. I love that one. It's so bright all year long too. We have Picea pungens, Glauca globosa, the miniature globe spruce. Those are really great for the garden. They don't get too big. I've learned to grow even conifers in semi-shade in Tennessee. It gets warm and they can handle the full sun for sure, but I find that they do really good in the semi-shade or partial sun. Salvias growing in the front. I love this bird's nest spruce. So cool looking. That was actually from Pennsylvania. We have, what are those back there? Amsonia. Beautiful foliage on those. Probably eventually down the line have to get sprinklers or some kind of watering system up here. We have rain catchment, but just get some kind of watering system up for when it's really hot. But we'll see. We have the beautiful oak leaf hydrangea. So I'm gonna leave you guys with these really weird trees that I planted. They are monkey puzzle trees, and they are just covered in spines. They're so cool looking. Went to a friend Vicky's house, and she had a huge one. It was like 15 years old near Nashville. It was insane, and I'm like, oh my God, we can grow that. I need it. And I've seen them, I think, at the Brooklyn Botanical Garden in big planters, but they're winter hardy here, and I cannot wait to see. This thing gets huge. I mean, they get huge, like, I don't know, 80 feet tall or something, and like, I'll be dead before we ever see that. But they will get pretty big. Maybe
Isn't it
20
like
feet.
a dinosaur tree?
They're called like a dinosaur tree or something, but just huge, big, green, and scaly for a long time, and they will eventually just massive. But they were around during the dinosaur times. That's what it is. Well, this dracunculus vulgaris certainly is my most favorite thing in all of the garden right now. It's so fun to watch, even though it is only 3 days. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and all the pretty and beautiful plants. I love them so much, and I can't wait to turn this whole entire thing into a botanical garden because it is coming. And we'll show you guys some nepenthes and pitcher plants next time. But I'll leave you with this beautiful stinky plant. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.